We are still learning to speak the language of algebra. That video was just getting way too long, so I decided to split it. We have 5 more terms to define to have these out of the way. And I'm on page 12. I'm starting with the first word. It's going to be expression. Expression is a group of variable and constant terms with no equal sign. And let's get some examples down here. 6x, that's one term. It has a constant 6 and a variable x. 6 and x are being multiplied in that term. And this is called a monomial because it is just a single term by itself. So what if I took that 6x and I added a y to it? This is two terms, 6x and y. This is called a binomial. And if I added yet another term, so this time we have an 8, which is just a constant, and then we have a y and then a 6x. That's 3 terms. That's called a trinomial. A polynomial can be any number of terms greater than 1. So these are different types of expressions. The key is that there is no equal sign. We are not saying that anything is equal to something else. An equation, on the other hand, shows two equal expressions. Or really, you could have more than 2. But at least 2 equal expressions joined by an equal sign. If I were teaching this concept to a beginning student, a student who really has no idea what I'm talking about, here's how I would explain an equation. I would say 5 plus some unknown amount is equal to 9. And I would ask the student to tell me what goes in the box. Some students are going to say 4 right off the bat, and some don't even see that yet. They have to draw these dots. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8, one more makes 9. And then they can tell me that 5 plus 4 is 9. This is an equation. This is an equation because the two sides are balanced. The amount on this side, this expression, is equal to the amount on this expression. And that equal sign makes the equation. And we say that this is a balanced equation. Here's another example. What if I tell you that the square root of y is 5? That's an equation. We have to solve it to know what y is, but the format is an equation. So if I take away the y, what number would make this equation true? What could I put in that slot for y that would make the equation true? It would have to be a 25. This is an equation because the term on the left side and the term on the right side are the same quantity. It's balanced. It is a true equation. An expression does not have an equal sign. You can simplify an expression, but you can't solve it. These are simplified. Equations can be simplified, but they can also be solved. Because of that equal sign, you can solve an equation. So let's think for just a minute about the term variable. What does variable mean? A variable is a letter or symbol that represents a mathematical object. And let me give you an example of why we call it a variable. What if I tell you that x plus 3 is 5? So using that very simplified way of explaining it, I could replace x with a box. 3, 4, 5. So in that case, the x is 2. That's what would balance the equation. In this one, x plus 5 is 9. So let's take away, it's the same letter, it's an x. But in this case, x is not 2. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in this case, the x represents a 4. So x can vary. It can be whatever it needs to be to make the equation balance. That's the key to algebra. You are constantly looking for that state of equilibrium, of balance. That's the purpose of algebra, to find the value of an unknown, a variable, that will balance an equation. And it varies depending on the circumstances of the equation. Okay. The next word is sort of the opposite of a variable. It's a constant. It does not vary. It is the same every time. It's constant. It is a fixed value. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What is the constant that represents that amount? Doesn't matter where I see that number, it represents that quantity. It's constantly the same. What about this constant? When I see that, this is the Greek letter pi. And I know that wherever I see it, it represents the amount 22 over 7. Always. The value of pi does not change. It can be estimated. You can say that it's approximately 22 divided by 7 is 3, with 1 left. 1 with 3 left. 4 with 2 left. And no matter how long I did this, it would never end. So we can say that pi is about 3.14 or exactly 22 over 7, but pi never changes. When I see this symbol, my brain knows it needs to use one of those values. Usually it's this one. Pi is always, constantly, the same thing. It will not change with respect to math. So variables change all the time. The x can represent anything it needs to. A constant will not change. It is always the same. And then the last term is really a process that I need to be able to use, and I need you to understand what distribution is. Distribution is the process of multiplying one term by all other terms in a group. And let me show you an example. I'm going to take the term 6x, which has a constant and a variable being multiplied together, and I'm going to put that outside of a term in parentheses, 2 terms in parentheses. I need to distribute the 6x here and here. And remember, each one of these means times. So 6x times a, that's that one times that one, is going to give me 6ax. And then 6x times b is going to give me 6bx. And we keep the plus sign in the middle. This process that I've colored there for you is called distribution. It's always multiplying, and you take the outside term to each one of the inside terms. We will see this again when we do some equations. And that's the end of the algebra terms. So I'm going to stop this video, and I'll see you in the next video. We'll fill in this last blank and then move on to the next page.